Geauga Local Access Cable. GTV is proud to bring you high school sports. Tonight we are at Chardon Memorial Field, and it is homecoming, one of the best nights of the year here on GTV. Thanks for joining us, Jamie Ward, along with Matt Jaworski. And Matt, it is a beautiful day here as we close out September. The Hilltoppers trying to get to 500, playing a rival in Madison, and it's a pretty big night.
Absolutely, Jamie, huge night. You look at this heading into week 6 now, the high school football season. Chardon coming in this one a 2-3 record. They stumbled for a couple weeks there, but they got back on the winning ways last week, and now homecoming. This is a huge game, not only for the community, but if you are thinking playoffs, and it's a long road to the playoffs, but it starts with a win tonight.
Yeah, lots of extra stuff to bring you tonight as well. And of course, the Hilltoppers, who traditionally play very well under Mitch Hewitt on homecoming night. We expect big things from them. Don't go anywhere. We'll bring you everything, including the opening kickoff when we come back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Chardon High School Student Council would like to welcome everyone to the 2018 homecoming football game and festivities. The parade floats this year, sponsored by the classes of Chardon High, creatively reflect the homecoming theme of luau. As difficult as it was, the judges have decided that the winner of the 2018 float contest is the class of 2021 sophomore class. Congratulations to you, and also congratulations to the 2018 homecoming court, who will be introduced at this time. Escorted by her parents, Chris and Cindy Georgie, is Gracie Georgie. Escorted by his parents, Mike and Laura Kobuszewski, is Andrew Kobuszewski. Escorted by her parents, Jeff and Shani Hirsch, is Lane Hirsch. Escorted by his parents, Scott and Jackie Brown, is Ryan Brown. Escorted by her parents, Art and Stacy Kimpton, is Taylor Kimpton. Escorted by his parents, Joe and Karen Ritchie, is John Ritchie. Escorted by her mother and stepfather, Cindy and Eric Kewen, is Mandy Little. Escorted by his mother, Cheryl DePofi, is Luke DePofi. Escorted by her parents, Mark and Carrie Morandi, is Kayla Morandi. And escorted by his parents, Conrad and Janet Luther, is Clayton Luther. The king will be announced and crowned tomorrow night at Homecoming Dance at 10 p.m. Helping crown this year's queen is the 2017 Homecoming Queen, Kelly Bolden. And here's what we've been waiting for. The 2018 Chardon High School Homecoming Queen is Kayla Morandi. Congratulations to all, and thank you, Chardon High School Student Council, for making this weekend such a wonderful occasion. Big thank you goes out to Student Council advisors, Mrs. Senora Karenki and Mr. Chenoweth. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the 2018 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. The band is led onto the field tonight by senior drum majors Heather Humbert and Stanley Pychuk. The Hilltopper Marching Band would like to give a shout out to our band parents for all their support, from uniform helpers to chaperones and snack duty parents. We could not do it without you.
Wait, Karen. There you go, Katie. One more.
All right, Topper Nation, put your hands together for the Chardon High School Fight Song. Ladies and gentlemen, will you now please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our country's national anthem, and remain standing for the Chardon High School alma mater. All right, football fans, shout hey as the band performs the Hey Song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one more round of applause for our 2018-19 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band.
And so the Hilltoppers are out of the locker room and ready to
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Chardon Hilltopper football team.
Well, Matt, carrying the pickaxe out is Max V. Vuaklia, who will be our quarterback tonight for the Hilltoppers, replacing Andrew Kovacheski, who is still not cleared to play. We expect him to be back next week, but you've had a chance to see Max V since he's taken over, and how do you like the way that he's been running this offense?
Well, you look at last week's game, and he had a phenomenal game. 28 carries, 156 yards, 1 touchdown, averaged about 5.5 yards per carry. He finally looked confident. You know, a lot of people forget when he was moved to quarterback, he had 1 day of practice, and then you face Canfield. Canfield is the #1 ranked team in the state of Ohio in Division III. Chardon had no chance. The timing was off in that game. The offense just did not look comfortable. A week later at Riverside, it was turnovers, it was some penalties that really hurt the Hilltoppers in that one. The offense was moving the football, but last week was a breakout game for Max V, and he made a number of good audibles, made some good decisions with the football, and the Hilltoppers ran right over Mayfield, not throwing the ball a single time in that 34-17 victory.
Yeah, we will talk about that. The marching band leaving the field, and boy, everybody out tonight here in this Chardon community for homecoming. And you really can't blame them, of course. Only 4 home games this entire season, Matt. This is the second, and it's been a few weeks since these fans were able to watch home high school football.
Yeah, that 3-week road trip. Of course, you started the season off West G, home against Perry. So, you know, if that says anything, Jamie, last time they were here, a thrilling victory over the Pirates. Hopefully it doesn't come down to the last minute for Chardon tonight. And the team that they're facing, the Madison Blue Streaks, is a team that hasn't played particularly well this year. Madison coming in a 2-3 record overall and 0-2 in conference play. You look at what Madison's done. Wins against Geneva and Lakeside to start the year, then losers of 3 straight against Perry, South, and Riverside. So this is a game that Chardon can certainly take. It's there for the taking.
The Blue Streaks called the coin toss. They said tails and it was heads. Hilltoppers deferred. And so Madison will take the football on the right side of your screen in their all-white road uniforms. Here's Keaton Ziegenfuss. Line drive kick and a good one into the end zone. Special teams play always important to head coach Mitch Hewitt. Maddie's coming into his 8th season here with the Hilltoppers, and when you think about what he's been able to do as an alumni, turning this program around again into a perennial playoff team. He's got a record of 53 and 24 in those 8 years, and when he came in, the Hilltoppers had been struggling, but I think that the culture is now back. 1st and 10 from the 20. Give straight ahead for Madison. That is Dominic Conforte, who stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, we're going to be seeing a lot of different Hilltoppers in this game defensively. The front line is going to be just a moving picture, if you will. So many guys coming in. You know, you look at guys like, for instance, Wade Novak, who's in there. John Dinko, one of the team leaders in terms of sacks and tackles for losses.
2nd down, again, Conforte, and he gets about another yard. So 3rd down and about 7 coming up.
Now, Wade Novak, he has been a young man that has figured out how to get to the football. So valuable, they use him both ways. Wade has really had a breakout season for this team so far.
From the gun, our quarterback, Alex Dragas, will take it, fake it, looking to throw. He's got time over the middle, and it's too high. His intended receiver was Cole Tanner, and the Hilltoppers there catch a break on the high throw.
Well, going to bring up a 4th down, and right now, Joey Trevisano back to receive a punt.
That's a 4-second pass with speed passing.
Quarterback for Madison, also the punter, always makes things interesting from a strategic perspective. He's going to boot it. It's low, spiral, hits out of bounds. Not a good kick.
No, but nice catch by the coach.
And so the Hilltoppers will take over. Was that Tim Willis?
Yes, it was.
Longtime coach here at Madison. And
shows he's still got those reflexes.
Yeah. So Max Vuaclia, the junior, will be our quarterback. Number 3. 3 guys behind him. 1 wide out, fakes it. Now he keeps it, running here on the near side into Madison territory for 3 yards.
Well, we're going to see a lot of Max V running the football. You're going to see a lot of plays similar to that one tonight, Jamie.
Hilltoppers offensive coordinator Frank Hall making his return to Chardon after being the head coach at Lakeside for a number of years. I know the community's glad to have him back. Here's a give. It's Cole Purchase, and he is stopped for a loss. So
Cole Purchase, a young man who has come on the scene. He hasn't gotten a lot of carries, but when he has, he's done some good things with him, averaging about 6.2 yards per carry.
Senior into the game with the play for the Hilltoppers is number 38. So 3rd down and 7 from the gun. Backs to his left and right. Max V is going to fake it, keep it, and he goes backwards, a loss of 2. You know, Mitch Hewitt has told us before the game, Matt, that even though they didn't pass the ball once against Mayfield, Madison a different story. Coach Willis knows that he's going to load up the box, and Chardon at some point is going to be forced to throw that football today.
Well, they will, Jamie, but the Hilltoppers are going to try to do what they do best, run the football. Look, we all know what's going to happen. Chardon's going to try to run the football. Madison is going to attempt to run the football, mixing the pass as well, and we're going to see whose defense is best.
Ziegenfuss is into punt, standing out at his own 37-yard line. Good snap, plenty of time. Good kick in the air, caught at the 15 and brought down almost immediately. Again, nice special teams play, especially Lucas Semler, the junior.
Jamie, want to stop here and thank our GTV funding communities, including Burton Village, Chardon Township, the City of Chardon, Hamden Township, Middlefield Village, and Munson Township. We appreciate their support for keeping us up and on the air. We can't do it without you, folks.
If you're listening live at home, I guess the question would be, why aren't you here, Matt?
That's
Beautiful
a heck of a question.
Conditions. There's a snap. Faking it. Dragus breaks a tackle into the linebacking crew. Gets about 5 yards there on first down. Dragus, a junior, 6 foot, 175 pounds.
He leads the team in rushing, 422 yards entering tonight's game.
At Hilltopper defense making some adjustments. Jesse Desipeda right there in the middle, number 68. Low snap, but grabs it, breaking tackles across the 40, midfield. This is Conforte. I don't know that he's got the breakaway speed, but it is a nice run for Madison.
Yeah, Conforte, the senior, 5'8", 185. He's a big boy. Actually saw his sister last night on the volleyball team for Madison. And that was a big run that's putting Madison into the red zone.
Hilltoppers fooled on that play. The defensive coordinators, both Bob Francis and Brian Landis, share those duties.
57-yard run.
So, ball is right inside that 20-yard line, as you mentioned. From the gun, Dragus is going to give it. Almost lost it, but held on. That was Will Wema, number 14.
Good job by the Hilltopper defense. They stayed in their gaps at that point in time, did not let him get through that defensive line.
Conforte took a breather, comes back into the game. So now 2nd down and 8, Madison from the gun. A lot of time again for Dragus. He's going to throw far side. Great defensive play on the corner.
Now, Toppers entering this season had traditionally had some trouble covering the pass over the last few years.
Jacob Urbick, number 5, the senior.
But you
It's
look,
about as fundamentally sound of a play from a corner that you can have.
Jim, you look at the play, though, of the secondary, and this year they've picked it up a notch over years prior.
So again, 3rd down for the Blue Streak, 7:09 here in the first quarter. It is Conforte to the right of Dragus, who again has time. Now he's going to scramble, but he's brought down, tries to get it away. The referee says he is down, and that's a big play because it puts him back 4 yards. Don't know a lot about this kicker, C.J. Kassler.
That will be John Dinko's team-leading 7.5 sack.
Wow. Officially a 3-yard loss on the play, so they will keep the offense on the field. Two receivers in the game. Conforte is to the left of our quarterback, Dragus. There's also a Ethan Wiles playing some tight end, low snap, throwing deep, far side, and great coverage again. That was Urbic. Bats it down.
It was on him like a glove.
And so the Hilltoppers, despite giving up that big run, will take over on downs.
Now, what you want to see from Hilltopper defense, Jamie, they made a mistake, but they buckled down, got the big stop. And, you know, that defensive line, guys like John Dinko, Wade Novak, John Paglio, doing their job up front.
Fans still filing in here to Memorial Field on this beautiful fall Friday. Hilltoppers with the football, turning, giving straight ahead. And right now the offensive line for those Hilltoppers, not much of a push. You've got your right tackle today. That's going to be Jesse Desipeta. They've made some changes. Jared Hall will play right guard. You still have Andrew McNaughton, of course, as your center. Your left guard, Nick Fay, left tackle, TJ Finger. And we're going to see Kearns, I think, also playing some as they go straight ahead on second down. So it'll be third now and a long 4.
Well, what Chardon's looking to do right now, wear that defensive line down for Madison. I mean, you look at the numbers, Jamie, and no doubt about it, Chardon, more numbers on their program than Madison.
That's been a trend. Didn't used to be like that 5 years ago. Under center is Max V. Scissor play. There he goes on a counter, breaking a tackle. That is John McKnight, the senior. First down, Hilltoppers, and almost broke it.
Yeah, Shane Magna, the guy that made the stop.
Under 5 minutes now. Man in motion. The throw over the middle. Wide open. Perico. 10-5. Touchdown.
Dante Perico's first touchdown reception of the year.
Well, I don't know how many quarters it's been, Matt, but that is one of the advantages when you just don't ever throw the football. When you do, you can really catch a team off guard. And boy, Max V delivered a strike over the middle. Ziegenfuss on for the extra point, and it goes into the Chardon Crazies, over the Chardon Crazies, who are doing the old luau tonight. Hawaiian. Interesting choice here on homecoming weekend.
Well, maybe not, Jamie. It's somewhat warm here in week 6. We're not wearing winter coats.
So 7-0 Hilltoppers on the touchdown.
Well, Mitch Hewitt kind of gave us a little bit of a tease before the game. You asked him to throw the football, and what was his response?
Well, he said they would throw it more today. But when you say that, Matt, I mean that's like 3 throws, right? It's a 300% increase from last week.
Well, think about it. I mean, if they have 2 more throws and end in 7 points, that's huge.
See if that'll maybe open things up a little bit for that run game. But the defense has played well also early on here tonight, especially our cornerback, Jacob Urbic. Ziegenfuss set to kick off. 2 blue streaks are back deep, and it's another good kick, booming, no chance. Reminds me of Ethan's brother. Is that Mason or?
Yes.
Mason, right?
It's Mason. Well, and you know what? We have not seen this from Keaton Ziegenfuss up to this point in the season. Been a lot of squib kicks, a lot of line drive kicks. They have not really turned him loose up until tonight on the kickoffs. And haven't had that conversation with the coaching staff yet if it was more strategery or what have you. That's right, I said strategery.
Blue Streaks on 1st and 10. And the umpire is going to ask number 78, that's Jacob Glass, to come off the field.
Yeah, a bit of a equipment malfunction on him. It's something to do with the helmet. First and 10 for the Blue Streaks. Boy, the big boy once again, Conforte, going up the middle, picking up 9 yards on that run. Actually, they'll mark it about the 28-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and about 2 for the Blue Streaks. Expect this linebacking core to be very active tonight. Hilltoppers want to beat you up, and it starts with DJ Bowman. Dragus fakes the handoff, and he's going to be wrapped up from behind. He does pick up the first down, though. Carried one of the toppers along with him as he got that first down.
You talk about Bowman, Matt. He is playing with a cast for the 2nd straight week on his hand. That's the right hand of DJ Bowman, who's had such an impressive breakout junior year after really not being at all present last season. 1st and 10.
Team leading 64 tackles, by the way.
The fake, Dragus, quick throw, it's low, caught though. Pickup of 5.
Now Dragus feeling the pressure of Wade Novak coming in. Surprised he got that pass off.
Jacob Carver, a junior, number 59, coming into the game as the Hilltoppers' number 77 has to come out.
Gonna be Joey Niederst coming out. First time we've actually seen both of those two in games.
From the gun, over the middle again. Just a bit high, through the hands though. I think that was a catchable ball to Jacob Fisher, Jr.
Oh, they had the mismatch going. And they nearly paid off for the Blue Streaks, but the ball just wasn't where they wanted it to.
Another big 3rd down. The Hilltopper defense has stepped it up when they needed to. Traditional formation. Conforte is behind him. Dragus, play action, being pressured. Nowhere to go, in the sack by John Paglio. Closing speed that takes him down.
Paglio's 4th sack of the year, Jamie. And it's the names that we've become accustomed to this year. Dinko, Paglio. We're going to start talking about Nathaniel Salka shortly.
Trevisano again back deep. And when we talk about Salka, we'll be talking about a freshman.
Now, he doesn't play like one.
It's again Dragus, a little bit of a better punt, but it still hits right at the 50. Does take a Madison bounce, and a good one.
That stayed in bounds, which was more impressive to me. It looked like it was headed straight for the sideline, but just took a funky roll.
That's why the football, by not being round, Matt, makes the game a little bit more interesting.
Well, the Hilltoppers, last time on the field, it was a 55-yard touchdown pass to Dante Perico from Max Vuyaclia. And you have to wonder, Jamie, is that going to back up Madison, get them to move out of the box a little bit?
If Madison is smart, of course, the answer is no, because as much as that play was fun to watch, the Hilltoppers will be much more comfortable running the football. Under center, man in motion as usual. Fake is going to keep it into Madison territory. Max V, 40, and there he goes. 25-20. Did it open it up, Matt? It may have. Touchdown.
Boom. And Cade McDivitt, the unsung hero on that play, came around as a wingman, made a great block on the outside, helped open up the hole for Max V. He took that one 62 yards for pay dirt.
2 plays and 2 straight touchdowns by the Hilltoppers. You know, you come in here to Memorial Field on homecoming night, and extra point is good. It's now 14-0. Really, the last thing you'd want to do is fall behind early and allow this home crowd to get excited. But that's exactly what has happened here. And big plays by the offense, Matt, but this defense, between the 2 sacks and the 2 nice plays by Urbick, they look very good.
They are not making it easy for the Blue Streaks on either side of the football. And the other thing, so far, so good tonight, has been the special teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
all cylinders right now for the Hilltoppers.
It's been shaky for the special teams up until tonight, again, early in tonight's game. But, Jamie, there's a different type of swagger about this team tonight, a different kind of confidence that we haven't seen at all this year.
Hilltoppers not exactly where they'd want to be 5 games into the season, but they did beat Perry. They knew that the game against Canfield was going to be tough. The West G loss, no doubt about it, terribly disappointing, especially considering the Wolverines only have 1 win up to this point. But there's always a chance for the Hilltoppers to stay in that playoff hunt, and I'm sure we'll talk about that more as the night goes on. Another great kick by Ethan Ziegenfuss, who is, Keaton Ziegenfuss. You have to remember, we've, over the years, Matt, between Ethan and Mason,
brothers, yeah,
always kickers, always big right legs. Pretty decent football players as well, but you remember when Chardon wasn't sure who would kick the extra points? There was a time that we used Peyton Tatanetti, girls soccer player. Ziegenfuss family has changed that over the last 4 years.
Hey, the only problem is after Keaton, I've heard there's no more.
Right, yeah.
They got to do something in 2 years.
Madison's going to come out 1st and 10 from their own 20. I formation behind Dragus, who again, it's Conforte. He has been the Blue Streaks' best weapon to this point.
And it looks like he's just running a straight up dive up the middle.
Dominic, a senior. Not a lot of seniors on this Madison team. Strong junior class. Lined up here is Cole Tanner, one of those juniors, number 8 on the near side of the field. Again, an eye behind the quarterback. He gives it to the tailback, who does get 2 more yards, so it'll be 3rd and short.
Now time running down here in the first quarter. This is a big possession for Madison if they can keep this going and keep their offense out on the field, but it's a tough task against the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, they have yet to convert on 3rd down. Same formation that we just saw. It's a 1.5 yards. They're going to run it straight ahead, 1st down. Nice carry there by, might have been Max Stark.
Yeah.
Number 32 moves the chains ahead to the 34-yard line.
Let's go deep. It's up to you, D-line. You got to run.
Madison doesn't run a no huddle, but they also don't huddle. So those guys just look over to that sideline to get the play and line it back up. Turner is in motion. Straight ahead, Conforte hit after 2 yards.
Yeah, the big guys up front doing their job, clogging up some lanes. And a lot of substituting by the Hilltoppers. Mitch trying to keep them fresh.
And that is the end of the first quarter. So 2 big plays by the Hilltoppers give them a 14-0 lead. Blue Streaks with the football when we come back. Back here at Memorial Field, Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski. Thanks for joining us. Man in motion on second down and stopped after about a yard. That's Will Wema, the ball carrier for Madison. Nice job. We talked about Nathaniel Salka. Let's talk about him again, Matt, because this is a freshman playing at the varsity level. Pretty rare for a Hilltopper to be playing those kind of varsity downs.
Very rare, but Salka has made things pay off for Mitch Hewitt and company. You look at the season that he has had so far, and 1.5 sacks, 6.5 tackles for losses, a forced fumble. He has been a beast.
This young man, of course, he might be a freshman, but he's 6'3", 185 pounds, as Madison's going to use a timeout. And, of course, if the name Salka rings a bell, you're going to think about his 2 older brothers that we've seen here on GTV on the basketball floor. Alex, Chardon's all-time point scorer, and Ben, who will be a senior this year, and we expect big things from him. So, Matt, we've got the sun down finally here at Memorial Field, and there's that smell of popcorn in the air. Pretty special night.
Homecoming, always a special occasion, Jamie, and tonight it's a beautiful night for homecoming. Congratulations, by the way, to all the young men and women on the court. Big dance tomorrow night. It was funny, I asked Coach Hewitt last week, I said, Coach, homecoming week start, your thoughts? And he goes, to me it's Madison week, I don't dance.
Right. Not anymore, but there would have been a time for the 1999 Chardon graduate. I'm sure he was out on that floor.
Yeah, as a teacher, it's not cool to be out there dancing.
No, but as a senior in 99, Mitch Hewitt, of course, married his high school sweetheart, Gail Novatsek, now Gail Hewitt, and they have 4 children, live on Chardon Avenue. Just a great all-around Chardon story. Third down,
Big
and
hit.
Stopped at the line. Again, this Hilltopper defense comes through.
Toppers are bringing the boom tonight, Jamie.
Punt unit will come on for Madison. This one again likes to come to that near side, goes out of bounds. We'll see where it's spotted. But this defense, late flag being thrown in with some authority by our referee. Personal foul on Chardon. After the play, not exactly sure what happened because there was
I have no idea.
No red jerseys around our referee, but I can tell you from the pregame, seems to be a pretty competent guy, and this crew together each week. It'll be half the distance to the goal.
But Jamie, you know, I disagree with that. The ball did not go out of bounds where they said it did. Maybe at the 25, but Chardon just going to have to overcome this bit of adversity right here.
On their own 7-yard line, Vuaclia from the gun is going to give it to Purchase, running ahead a couple of yards.
Match, that was McKnight.
Yeah, you're right. John McKnight, 2-time letter winner. along with Andrew Kobacheski, who is out today. McKnight and Kobacheski, the two best athletes on this Hilltopper team according to their coaches. 2nd down and 6. Again, it's John, wrapped up, brought down by 4 white jerseys.
Well, the Madison defense bringing some pressure, trying to get something going there.
One wide receiver out for Chardon. That's Joe Trevisano. Turns, gives, straight ahead. Close, and I think he got the first down on the effort. That's Vince Ferrante, number 27.
Have not seen much of Vince Ferrante offensively this year.
A sophomore who got exactly what he needed to move the chains.
A lot of new names, a lot of new faces tonight. But results still the same so far, 14-0 Toppers. And ball carrier will come near side up to about the 20.
Jacob Gaspar coming off the field. And now Keaton Ziegenfuss is going to check in offensively.
Yeah, Keaton's played a lot of split end this year, and him and Gaspar will line up near side.
McKnight is the quarterback. Gives it far side, around the end. Staying on his feet, nice run by Urbick. And he's got a first down across the 30 to the 31, and Matt, there are. And a penalty flag is going to bring this back. That's going to be costly. It was a nice run around end by Urbick. So, half the distance again. Boy, is that a penalty. Goodness. From the 31 where it would have been spotted all the way back to the 8, which is where the Hilltoppers started this drive. So 2nd down and at least 20. Faking it. Max V up the middle, across the 20. Look at him going all the way back to the 32-yard line. So costly penalty, but erased on the run by the junior Vuaclia.
Now Hilltoppers overcame adversity, Jamie, back to a decent field position here, eating up some clock too. And this is what we've missed and what we finally saw last week. It's just a good, methodic running clock on the offense.
B's gonna throw it deep over the middle and out of reach of John McKnight. Well, there's no question about it. The Hilltoppers, they like to run it. They like to huddle. They like to use that clock. And, you know, that's really the opposite of where football's been trending for the last 5, 6, 7 years with the hurry up, 4 wide receiver, no huddle. Chardon, though, you know, they know who they are, and they haven't wavered after all these years. 2nd down. Again, another throw. We've got 3. That one is caught, and Trevisano has a first down.
And Trevisano becoming a bigger part of the offense, a bigger part of this team, really, as the season has progressed. And
Back-to-back throws.
Feeling his impact more and more.
By Frank Hall. Perico in the game with McKnight. Wade Novak. Haven't seen much of him yet. Oh, V's got it, breaking a tackle. And he's at maybe a yard.
Give WeWereAthletes a lot of credit, Jamie. It was a bad snap. He had a tough time getting a hold of the football. Kept his composure, though, and made something out of nothing. The Hilltoppers trying to figure out their personnel right now.
I was wondering where that smoke was coming from, but those are the grills.
That's the grills. Oh, the burgers were tasting good tonight.
Man in motion is McKnight. He's the ball carrier. He's got some room, and John goes ahead for 5 yards.
A lot has been asked of John McKnight this year, and John has had some troubles, but Hilltoppers continue to give him the football. He's got that breakaway speed, Jamie, and he can really make some defenses pay. The issue is you just got to get John McKnight out in the open space.
Timeout on the field. And so we will pause. It's 14-0, Hilltoppers. And so we're ready to go. I don't think there was a technical timeout there. I'm not sure what happened, but it's 3rd down for the Hilltoppers. John McKnight, the ball carrier. He stopped for a loss. So decision time for Coach Mitch Hewitt. What does he want to do? He will send those punters, or the punting unit, out on the field.
It's been a while since the Hilltoppers have had to punt the football. Nearing the midway point here, Jim, you don't think they'd do something crazy?
No, the defense has been so good. And actually, Ziegenfuss has really kicked it well. Look at that one. Another one over the head of the returner, who picks it up on his own 10. And he breaks some tackles, but the coverage is there, Matt, down to his own 16-yard line.
Yeah, Alex Dragus, he does it all, plays quarterback, returns the footballs, the punter. When you see him sprinting back like that, you know that was one heck of a kick.
Our boy Keaton has found that right leg today, and it makes a big difference, certainly. I'll have to tell any Browns fans about what a kicker can do. I hate to bring something like that up, but
why would you ruin a perfectly good homecoming
It's just
game?
so. Madison, officially from their own 17-yard line. Other than a couple of big plays by the fullback, they have struggled on offense. And again, they give it, and they are stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
So many red jerseys around the ball carrier. And the Hilltoppers have done a great job of getting to the football and identifying the runner, then getting into the football.
You think about, too, when Mitch Hewitt became head coach 8 seasons ago, Bob Francis, who also interviewed for the head coaching position, and Brian Landis, they have been the defensive coordinator every year since. This coaching staff working well together. Long way down. Good coverage. Again, that was number 21, Max Lichty.
Yeah, they're looking to throw in the vicinity of Lichty. And Lichty, if you folks remember, the last time we had the game here on GTV, made that interception in the end zone, which eventually led to the game-winning touchdown run by DJ Bowman. But last week, just prior to halftime, had a interception that he picked off around the 1-yard line. Momentum took him into the end zone, and it kept 6 points, probably 7 points off the board, and really changed changed last week's game.
Again, 3rd down. Madison yet to convert. Quick drop. Dragus goes down again. 3rd sack on 3rd down, and the Hilltoppers making another big play.
Dinko was there, and so was Mendezun.
Miles Mendezun, a sophomore, getting some big Friday night minutes.
Yeah, Miles, a guy that they've kind of picked and choose when they've used him this year, but tonight is one of those nights where we've seen him quite a bit.
The clock continuing to move, which is where the Hilltoppers like it. Trevisano is back deep. And again, it's that low kick. Trevisano bobbled it, but he stuck with it, so nice job by him down to the 46.
You could hear the crowd going, ooh, just as he started to bobble it, but the quick hands picked it up.
Yeah, the two big plays, Matt, the defense, which has been so solid in the secondary and on the line, and especially on third down, and the special teams. Right now, this is the type of football game that you love to see from your program. No mistakes. And they are right now for sure just the better team out on the field. The way that you become the worst team is by making mistakes. Max V from the gun. He's going to throw it again. Over the middle, and he lofted it, but it's still caught. Through the hands.
Excuse me, Jamie. John McKnight, tremendous concentration on that play. Broke off his route, came back for the football, actually became a defender on that play.
Well, and Shane Magda let that go through his hands, the safety for the Blue Streaks.
You think he wants it back?
It's a type of ball for a safety. You're not used to it hanging up there that long, and sometimes that can mess with you. Chardon trying to get one more score here before half. And don't forget, of course, they're going down on the play action. We will have the Hilltopper Marching Band, a big night for them as always. When you think about that Hilltopper band, knowing they only have 4 home games, I'm sure it means a lot for the seniors.
And we know what's going to happen in the final home game.
What's that?
The Halloween.
Oh, well, yeah. Is that close to Halloween? Well, you've been looking at the schedule. I haven't looked at it yet.
North game very close to Halloween.
We'll be here. Oh, it's a fumble, and the Blue Streaks pounce on it. First turnover of the day, and Madison needed that.
Vuyaklia thought he was going to be handing the ball off to someone. There was nobody home, and first time we've seen any kind of confusion tonight from the Hilltoppers. Results in a turnover. The only good news, Jamie, is 2:34 left on the clock, and the Chardon defense has played spectacular tonight. So if they can get a stop here, and you think the Toppers will be getting the ball back coming out of halftime.
Chardon will receive the kick to start the second half. Dragus under center. Flea flicker. Deep over the middle, it's caught. That is Magda into Hilltopper territory.
Well, Shane Magda caught that pass to him. Gives the Streaks a big first down.
You don't see that flea flicker very often anymore.
No.
Down to the 46-yard line.
No, this ain't Tecmo Bowl.
Exactly. Trips off to the left. They play action. Now throwing across his body. It's caught by Conforte. 12-yard gain and a first down. Good news for Madison is it stops the clock on the first down. They do have 2 timeouts.
And Ethan Wiles, the nice catch there. And it was all because Conforte, they faked it to Conforte, and the Topper defensive line gave him a little bit of extra time.
Deep drop. We've seen a few of those deep drops. Caught again. Offense now in sync. That again is Cole Tanner. But it's a holding.
That'll do it.
It might be the first time we've seen Madison penalized.
Yes, it is. Well, what we're seeing, too, on this possession, Drag is starting to move out of the pocket a little bit, giving himself a little bit of cushion, if you will. Hilltoppers had done a good job in keeping him home, keeping him in the pocket, and putting pressure on him up to this point in time. And that's a huge penalty. Wow.
Certainly was, especially considering the Blue Streaks offense and how it was in sync with the passing game. Hilltoppers will take it, though. Moves it back into Madison territory from their own 49-yard line. It's first down and more than 20. Snap. Wide receiver screen. It's caught. Again, that's Tanner. Not much, but he does get out of bounds.
Toppers will give that up all day if you only give up a few yards, especially when it's and 26 to go.
Congratulations to our spotter tonight, Kyle Martin, who recently bought a house on North Street here in town, man.
That's huge.
Yeah, he's a Chardon graduate himself. In fact, he graduated in '99 with Mitch. Second down. Being pressured. Dragus gets out, but nice containment by Lichty, and he is out of bounds. So it'll be third and long coming up. That holding penalty really hurting the Blue Streaks. It's 14-0 Chardon with 1:42 here to go before half. Thanks for joining us. We were a little late joining you live via audio, but
yeah, chalk that one up to my bad.
We're here.
Oh.
Madison, again, has not converted a third down tonight. From the gun. Quick drop, 3 steps. Hilltoppers converge, but he gets away across the 30, 25, first down, and a late penalty flag, though, from our back judge.
Well, explosive run by Alex Dragus. And what you saw there was the pocket collapse. He stepped up, avoided the pressure, and able to use his athleticism and speed to pick up a huge chunk of yards. The problem is it's all coming back.
Madison is going to lose another big play to the hold. Now it's a spot foul because of where it occurred in the secondary, but still it's going to take away the first down. Blue Streaks have kept this football now. They've moved it about 60 yards without having to use one of those timeouts.
Now here's the question for you, holding. Is that going to be a penalty called during the dance?
Third down and 7. From the gun. Play fake, 3-step drop. Looking deep down the field into the end zone. Incomplete. Well over the head of his intended target. Again, that secondary was there. John McKnight, the safety.
Now Dragus threw in some double coverage and nothing going.
4th and 7 as they have to go for it here on 4th down.
Now, Jamie, this is beyond huge, if you will. Madison gets the first down and will keep their chance of cutting this deficit in half alive. And a stop here by the Hilltoppers will likely send them into the locker room up.
Getting some noise, finally, from this home crowd.
Yeah.
Banging on the bleachers. It has been tamed. Trying to wake up this homecoming crowd. 4th down. Dragus again, deep drop, throwing, complete first down. Nice play.
Now it's a bootleg. They moved him out of the pocket again. When Alex Dragus has been outside the pocket, he has had a ton of success in this game. And we saw it again right there. Keeps this drive alive with 1:21 left to go. And the Hilltoppers defense starting to be pinned back now, Jamie, as the ball's going to be marked on the Topper 23.
Dragus really does belly out on those drops and gets himself some space. Of course, that Hilltopper front 4, front 5 has given him some problems today, so trying to create himself some room. Madison has done a nice job controlling this clock. Back into the game is Miles Mendezun defensively, number 8 substitution for the Hilltoppers. 1st and 10 from the Chardon 23-yard line. The give, Conforte, first down, and a nice run for that fullback again.
And McKnight with the solid open field tackle, hit him low. Will temporarily stop the clock with 1:15 left to go. Chardon bringing the big boys in, 77 and 68. Joe Nieders, Jesse DeCepeda coming in, looking to stop the run.
Chardon is in. See, they're in between plays. Coach Hewitt tried to get a timeout, and he did. Wow, that was called at the exact moment of the snap.
They had a player late coming off the field.
The Chardon, they didn't have the right package in, Matt, and they were confused.
Well, Jamie, not a bad time, though, to take that timeout. You don't want to get called for 12 guys on the field, move the ball up 5 yards or so. Take the timeout now, regroup, get your right package out on the field. With it being first down from the 11, you'll have some opportunities to make some stops.
Well, really, Chardon not going to use those timeouts on offense anymore. Very unlikely. So, yes, Mitch. How many times have we seen Mitch tear down the sidelines toward that line judge?
Dude, I'm telling you, he'd whoop me in a race. I don't care what you distance or sprinting.
Oh, I don't think anybody doubts that.
A little hurtful, Maybe somebody out there did.
Hey, don't forget that you can always find out our replay information by visiting geaugatv.org. Sign up for our email service when you visit our website, and you can watch both our channels live anytime you'd like, and you can watch all of our sporting events and many of our other events as well for free on demand. First down and 10 for Madison from the Chardon 11. Takes the snap. Here's Conforte, and he is brought down. They went low on him, and that's a smart play against that very stout young senior.
Cole Purchase was the first guy to get him, got him by the ankle, slowed him down, and allowed his teammates to get there and to help make the stop.
Quick timeout by Madison. They'll have one remaining when we come back. Hilltoppers on top 14-0 with 56 seconds to go before halftime.
Be sure to stop by their booth.
Glacier, you remember Sandy? No, I don't remember. This is my family. I know, I gather. I actually
Hey, Sandy.
I have this
Hey, boys.
thing called Facebook. It's this newfangled plans. That's right. Maybe you see. I follow Sandy. Well, here they are. Thank God they kick after their mother.
I miss this. I should come back to the.
Kind of look like him.
I got to come back to the press box next year for a game.
Well, welcome back, Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski. Important play here as we close down the second quarter. Important drive for the Blue Streaks, who have yet to score. Quick drop, throw into the end zone. It's intercepted. Hilltoppers knock it down and into the hands. Late penalty flag coming on, but that's going to be after the fact that Chardon shut Madison down once again.
It was Cole Purchase who caught the football. Well, now the question, Jamie, did this occur before or after?
Oh, it was after. There's no question about that. And the way that the flag was thrown, too, I mean, it was clearly.
Well, you think it'd be a celebration.
And they're going to pick it up. So no penalty at all. The interception is a touchback, puts the Hilltoppers now on their own 20. They have 2 timeouts, 49 seconds, Matt. This is an interesting situation. Chardon is capable of scoring. We know that on big plays. At the same time, though, Max V had a fumble his last time up. What are you going to do here?
I think we'll see a couple fullback dives and then we'll call it a day.
I like those conservative play calls, especially when you're pitching a shutout. We'll see, though, what Frank Hall decides to do. He's standing right next to Mitch Hewitt. So Mitch is fired up about something. 1st and 10. Buakli is under center, man in motion. Fakes it, keeps it, running. Far side, stay in bounds. And he goes down to the 28-yard line. Clock will run. Again, the Blue Streaks have just the one timeout, and Chardon is in no hurry, Matt. So they're going to go into halftime with this 14-0 lead, and they have to feel really good about the way they played.
Absolutely. You look at what the Hilltoppers did on both sides of the football. Offensively, they've had some good success running the ball, and defensively, you're pitching a shutout. What more can you say?
This will probably be the final snap of this second quarter as we're under 8 seconds. The give, John McKnight's going to try one, and he gets the first down with 3 seconds to go, but
yeah, he'll temporarily stop the clock while they move the chains. Once the ball's set, that'll do it.
And we go to halftime. The Hilltoppers, I don't know who played better, the offense or the defense, but that defense was on point as they lead 14-0. Stay here on GTV. We got the band. And then, of course, we'll be back with the second half. Don't go away.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Under the direction of Mark Baer and Michelle Watson, we proudly present the 2018 edition of the Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. The band is led on the field tonight by senior drum majors Heather Humbert and Stanley Pychuk. We open our show this evening with a hard rockin' song by the German rock band The Scorpions from 1984. Here's Rock You Like a Hurricane. Next, we feature our talented Topperettes with captains Dominic Malaro and Morgan Dennison to a song that reached number 8 in 1982 on the Billboard Top 100 by the English punk rock band The Clash. Here is Rock the Casbah. And to end our show this evening, we end with another hard rockin' hit from a group that needs no introduction and has recently announced their end of the road tour. That would be Kiss, but not before the talented Majorettes, along with featured twirler Grace Large and the band, rock and roll all night and party every day. Okay, put your hands together for the Chardon High School fight song. The directors and students would like to thank the parents for all that you do for our students, the uniforms, snacks, and all your supports. And congratulations to Ryan Brown for making homecoming court.
Would like to recognize Chardon Youth Flag Football teams from the Northeast Ohio Flag Football League. Please direct your attention to the teams where we have first and second grade Falcon and Buccaneers teams, and third and fourth grade Rams 1, Rams 2, and Raiders teams. The NEO Flag League has sessions in the fall and the spring, and for more info visit www.neoflag.net. We are proud of these future Hilltoppers for learning the game. Put your hands together once again for the flag football teams at the 50-yard line.
And so welcome back here to GTV. Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski. Our halftime is over. Got the kind of performance from the marching band that we expected.
Jamie, it's always top-notch.
Always.
They never let you down.
Well, the Hilltoppers leading 14-0 as we get set to start this third quarter. And Matt, Chardon played very well. There's no question about it. But one of the reoccurring themes that we heard, not just from our sports writers here at Memorial Field, but our coaches as well, was, maybe Chardon should have a bigger lead than they do.
Absolutely. It was across the board. But you know what? They got 24 minutes to put some more points on the board and really put this game out of reach.
Hilltoppers will receive the opening kickoff, and it's a squib on the ground. McKnight takes it across the 35 out to about the 39-yard line. Well, Hilltopper offense not exactly firing on all cylinders, only in the sense, Matt, that they had 2 big touchdowns. There was the Perico pass completion over the middle, and then the 62-yard run by the Hilltoppers quarterback. So a couple of big plays. We'll see. I know they'd like to see some more consistency.
Absolutely, and it's going to start with the running game.
A very traditional wing T formation behind Max Vuaklia, and Wade Novak moves over to his left now, a man in motion, and there's a ball carrier, number 36.
Cade McDivitt.
Cade McDivitt. We've seen at least 7 different ball carriers today, Matt, and you know, you saw this team the last couple of weeks. I did not. Is this kind of where they've been going?
Not really. A lot more fresh faces, fresh names compared to normal. And, you know, Jamie, I don't know if it's because we're here at homecoming and maybe Mitch is trying to do a few things with, you know, the way that the schedule, and I'll get back to that in just a second.
2nd down and 11 as 2 guys go in motion toward each other. That's a penalty.
Yeah, frowned upon. But you look at the upcoming schedule for the Hilltoppers, and starts to get down to the nitty-gritty, if you will. 4 games left to go. You're going to be playing next week a South team that started rough. They're going to be at 3-3 as of right now. Then Brush, who looks like they're going to be following at 2-4. And in week 9, one of the biggest tests of the year awaits in Kenston.
They are rolling again tonight. 2nd down and 16 after the penalty. Rolling, pass is caught in the flat across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
Trevisano did a nice job making sure he had the football. Looked like he bobbled it there briefly, but kept his concentration, able to get his hands on the football before he was brought down.
So, back to that original line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 10 coming for the Hilltoppers. You know, we talked about the fact that Chardon threw the ball 0 times last week. Of course, a different story today, and even by their standards, they're throwing it a little bit more than usual. And now they're going to throw it on a trick play down the sideline. Incomplete. That was Cole Purchase, the lefty, who took it on an end around, heaved it down the field.
That was a great throw by Purchase.
But incomplete. So, first drive of this second half will be a Keaton Ziegenfuss punt for the Hilltoppers.
No.
And you talk about that defense that we saw. Madison unable to convert on any of their thirds and their 1 4th down. And that secondary in particular looked very good. Another good punt. And he kicks it away from the return man. Decent roll and out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Took a Madison bounce and some late flags.
Yeah, no doubt about that, as the oohs and ahs come from the crowd. And we will see. That's the dead ball, and it will go against Madison. So that's a frustrating penalty, and it really puts you at a disadvantage to start that first drive here of the second half. Well, if you want to follow us on Twitter, of course, Matt, GTV Replays is the way to go. Matt Jaworski on Twitter on his phone all night, updating us on scores and trying to piece together this Friday night football. We're not nearly as active here on GTV, but, you know, Dave likes to tweet every now and again.
You get the replay dates and times, and then every once in a while, Dave will sneak something else in there that you don't expect, and sometimes it's a good chuckle.
Blue Streaks with the football from the gun. 2 wide receivers to the left of Dragus, as he will give it straight ahead. Careful. Late push by Chardon. No flag, but no gain also on the play.
No, if you're the Blue Streaks, you want to come out and establish yourself on this possession. Start moving the football. We saw them do it their last time with the ball. Ended in that interception.
That was a fortunate play for Chardon, too. It looked like Blue Streaks were going to score their first points. Here's that deep drop again on the belly. Pass is complete. Out of bounds. Cole Tanner does not have the first down.
Now they had triplets near side, a nice bunch formation.
So again, that secondary has given a little bit, but in general, when we talk about Jacob Urbick, we talk about Max Lichty, we talk about Cole Purchase.
Well, you get John McKnight back there. You have a guy like Joey Trevisano who will be in the secondary as well. Even Nathaniel Salka.
Yeah, don't forget about Salka, who is much more of a tackler with his size than he is a coverage guy. 3rd down and 3. Can Madison convert? The fullback hit and stopped. No gain on the play. In fact, he lost 2 yards.
Paglio was one of the guys in there.
And for the Blue Streaks right now, these fans must be thinking, gosh.
And, you know, you look at John Paglio. The kid is listed 6'3", 184, but even in pads, he looks thin. And that's all to his advantage. It's all about speed with John Paglio's game. I love it. He's going to beat you.
If you want your defense to come together here in week 6, it's a good sign. Lots of punts for Dragus. It's another low line drive and a pretty good one as no return for Trevisano. And it'll go inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Well, Matt, I want to talk about these Chardon coaches for a minute because so many of them are teachers in the building. They have been together basically now unfazed for 8 years. Now, Frank Hall went away, is now back. That's the only small change that they've had. And when you think about that consistency, the way that the weight room must work, the film, everybody knowing their role, I think it's quite an advantage.
It's a good system, a proven system.
Running, stiff arm, Wade Novak. Oh, he goes down hard, eventually is grabbed by the front of his jersey. No penalty flag.
Novak last week, 15 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown run.
Have not seen him break one off yet tonight, Matt, but lots of different names. Here we go. They're going to fake. No, they're going to give back to Novak. Might be the first time we've seen, other than McKnight, a guy go back to back, and it's going to be a first down on the carry. Nice jump.
The old fullback dive.
Hard to beat that, isn't it?
Love it.
Is there not a safer play than the fullback dive?
Goose and go. That's about it.
Yeah, your fullback, though, I mean, he just is a beast. Novak again. 3rd play. This one, though, has fooled nobody as Madison drove him backward, a loss of 1.
They were waiting on that one.
But that clock is running, and that's important for the Hilltoppers. You know, we talk about Mitch Hewitt. He is a defensive-minded coach, former defensive coordinator at both Riverside and West Geauga. Was a defensive assistant when he first joined the staff here under Jim DePofi. And I know how happy he's going to be, at least up to this point. A little bit of fakes and then a give straight ahead to Purchase, and he's going to lose another yard. So that running game right now, not working. That's John McKnight. Not Cole Purchase, but...
And McKnight just nowhere to go. And, you know, you've reached that stage of the game, Jamie, where the Madison defensive line is not going away. They're getting stronger, it seems, as this game has progressed.
Wing T man in motion. There is a Fake, and now Vuaklia is going to keep it running left side, breaking tackles. He gets close, but I think he's short.
Going to be short by a yard or two, and I would love to see them run to the outsides a little bit more here. I think that they've got the speed around the edge.
At the 48-yard line, Mitch Hewitt at 2-3 in week 6 says go for it, and I love the call. It certainly can be second guessed, but the offense is going to stay on the field.
You know, he doesn't play trestle ball. He's a guy that's going to go for it. And you look at what Chardon has done this year on 4th downs, 6 of 10 conversions on 4th down this season.
They want him to line it up. A lot at stake right now. 4th and a long one. Man in motion. Somebody might have jumped. And a timeout by the Hilltoppers. It looked like a blue streak might have jumped, but no. And now they got to burn a timeout.
In high school football, you can jump, but if the line doesn't move, you can move back. The key is when the guy jumps, if you're the QB, you got to get that football. You got to get it snapped right away.
Yeah, well, that's tough because we don't know where this game will go into the future, but you don't like to use a timeout with 4:51 to go in the 3rd quarter. Well, Matt, as we look forward, of course, you can watch all of what we've recorded up to this point by visiting jugatv.org for free on demand. We've done Chardon boys and girls soccer. We've got 2 phenomenal Cardinal Berkshire volleyball games. Got to check those out. Chardon volleyball up to this point, and NDCL boys soccer, NDCL girls soccer. We've got other things on our schedule like Cardinal Berkshire soccer next week.
Yeah,
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, NDCL volleyball, they'll play Lake later on in a couple weeks. That's always a great matchup.
4th down and 1, traditional wing tee. Vuaklia under center. Man goes in motion. It's Purchase. Now he comes back. Hard count. Now another man is in motion. Fakes it. Keeps it. First down. 40. There he goes. 25.
Got a block.
One man to beat. And he's tripped up at the 14-yard line.
Now, Jamie, they went around the outside, and it paid off big time. Make it 7 of 11 on the year on converting 4th downs.
Big play out of the timeout, and I do love the confidence. It's going to be the first thing I ask Mitch after this game, Matt. The first thing. Because we've been watching this team enough to know when the coaches have confidence like that, it's a good thing. First down, a fake, and straight up the middle is Vuaklia for about 5 yards.
Actually, that was John McKnight who was in the QB.
Wildcat.
We've seen McKnight at times, in the absence of Kobacheski, move into that quarterback slot. The thought process was, in the Canfield game and even the Riverside game, you got to give the ball to John McKnight more. We learned maybe they didn't need to do that last week when Max Vuaklia did a tremendous job running the football.
McKnight back in, under center. Or no, I'm sorry, from the gun. Fakes it, keeps it. That's easy enough. He knows how to do that. First down, and it'll be 1st and goal for Chardon. Andrew Kobacheski, Matt.
He's close.
He's very close. Expects to be cleared on Monday. He's battling mono. And still as a team captain, he was out there for the coin toss and was actually taking snaps in the pregame just to keep himself loose.
Yeah, there was talk last week he may be back this week, but just didn't pan out that way.
1st and goal. McKnight again is the quarterback. There is a flag. He is not going to get into the end zone from the 3.
McKnight on the carry. Flag on the play.
And apparently, might be that somebody was not properly lined up on the line of scrimmage. Yes, illegal formation. Legal procedure. Something like that. It's a 5-yard dead ball penalty.
Yeah, Max V's going to come in. Gaspar's going to come back to the sideline.
So it's still 1st and goal. Now Hilltoppers on the Madison 8-yard line. Vuaclia is back under center, fakes it, keeps it, leaps inside the 5 to the 3.
Always a gutsy play when you're going to try to leap over somebody.
Headed toward that north end zone where our Chardon Crazies are decked out in their Hawaiian garb.
Could we call it vacation garb?
Sure.
Cruise garb? Cruise wear?
Yeah. Temperature is dropping, though. It's not quite as warm as it once was. 2nd down and goal from the 4. They're going to throw it. Running to his left, across his body. Incomplete low. Intended receiver was
late
John
flag.
McKnight. And if this goes against Madison, and I think it's going to be a personal foul, automatic 1st down. But we will see. Maybe not. That's what it was. He was talking to the Madison captain like maybe they wanted to make a decision on it, but so that's only a 2-yard penalty, but much more important for Chardon. It's an automatic 1st down.
Huge for the Toppers.
Or is it?
No.
It's nothing. It's 3rd and goal. Faking, keeping, short of the end zone.
Well, McKnight came up just a little bit short. Another 4th down.
You know what's incredible about that is that, so you're telling me that if you're on the 1-yard line, you can commit that personal foul, and it's basically, other than replaying the down, you lose nothing.
Apparently.
Chardon going to go for it again. McKnight.
Wave it off. Timeout was called by Mitch Hewitt, racing down the sideline.
Holy cow. Look at Frank Hall. He pulls off his headset. Hewitt's is gone.
Well, Mitch had no choice. He's sprinting down the sidelines, man. You can't wear your headset. That's going to throw off your aerodynamics.
There's always 2 ways to think about those timeouts. One is, yeah, you don't want to use it, but at the same time, you don't want to mess that play up.
Well, Jamie, I'm going to take it a step further. This could be the game right here. We're looking, 1:34 left to go in this one. Chardon's up by 2 touchdowns, 14-0. If you can get up 21-0 the way your defense has been playing, that's an awful, awful big task for this Madison offense to come back from 3 touchdowns. Can they come back from 2? Possibly, but 3 with 12 minutes left to go? I don't know about that.
That's a good point. It'll be 4th down and goal, but the ball is on the 1-yard line.
They took Vuaclia out.
Vuaclia is out, so that means McKnight is our quarterback. He's going to go under center. Novak's behind him as the fullback.
He's got McDivitt.
And now Madison. Tim Willis runs out. He wants a timeout.
A little bit of coachmanship.
Game of chess happening right now. Well, it's going to be a big play one way or another. Let's pause and come back here on GTV. And we're back here, 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line. John McKnight is the Chardon quarterback. He goes under center. Keeper goes low, and I don't know that he got it.
No, he didn't.
The officials converge, and they did not get it. He is short. And so Madison takes over from their own 1-yard line.
Jamie, they had success on that drive going around the ends. They got down inside the 10, and all of a sudden it became run inside the tackles, run inside the tackles, run inside. I would have loved to have seen them do something, bring Max V or bring McKnight around the edge. I think that's where Chardon really has the advantage. And
McKnight thought he could go low.
yeah, but from 2 yards out, that's a long distance to go. I know you say 1, but to me it looked like it was about 2.
Well, that ball right up against the goal line. So obviously you go for it there. And now the Blue Streaks, who have not converted a third down, they have not scored tonight, have a long way to go. Dragus is a quarterback from the gun, throwing it on first down. He goes deep down the sidelines, incomplete. Great coverage by Max Lichty.
Yeah, Max Lichty, a young man, and Jamie, I know you and I have both had the opportunity to talk with him. And last week, he was saying, you know, sometimes I get beat, but sometimes I can make a big play. And that right there was a big play.
You have to have a very, very short memory to be a defensive back. There's no doubt about it. Madison in a tough position. And you think about Dragus and those drops that he likes to get. He doesn't have room in the back of that end zone. He's from the gun on second down, and he's going to give it straight ahead. Conforte, though, breaking tackles across the 10, and I think he's very close to that first down.
Yeah, he had running room around the right side, and Nathaniel Salka came around, ends up making that tackle. It will move the chains, and that's a huge first down for Madison.
It's a conservative play call, but the Blue Streaks have been running Dominic Conforte between the tackles very successfully tonight.
I would love to know what that young man has. He's gotten some good yardage tonight.
From the gun, quarterback keep immediately stopped for a loss of 1.
You know, Conforte entering this game, 366 carries, or 366 yards on 94 carries. And he's certainly gotten a number of touches tonight.
Clock continuing to run here in this third quarter, 25 seconds and counting. Dragus again from the gun, fakes it. It's going to keep it, running far side. A couple yards, but not enough. He'll be third down and 5.
A lot of red jerseys around the ball carrier.
And that will be the end of the third quarter. This Chardon Hilltopper defense still pitching a shutout here on homecoming. And it'll be another third down for Madison when we come back.
Well, we return to action. Third down and 5 for Madison. Dragus from the gun sends a man in motion, bit of a low snap. Will hand the ball off. Conforte going to run left side. Has some running room across the 20. Did he get the first down? I couldn't tell from our viewpoint here in the GTV broadcast booth. Chains are moving, so it's a first down for the Blue Streaks. And Madison now with the ball, first down and 10 on their own 22. Dragus, this junior, 6'0", 175. Son of athletic director John Dragus. Thought about handing it off, going to keep it. And Salka there to help wrap him up and bring him down. DJ Bowman also in on that tackle for the Hilltoppers. Short gain for the Blue Streaks. Pickup of about 3, going to make it second down and 7 now from the 25. Clock running, about 11 minutes to go in this one. Chardon up 14-0. Dragus, 3 receivers far side. Flushing out left side. Puts the ball in the air. It is caught and out of bounds. That's Cole Tanner with the big first down. So the Blue Streaks starting to move the football again, and we've seen them have a lot of success when they have rolled Alex Dragus out of the backfield.
Well, and you're right about that. But Madison's still looking for that big play, other than Conforte's first quarter run. Again from the gun. He's going to keep it, running right side, and gets a few yards on first down to the Madison 39-yard line. Still just 14-0, Matt, and so certainly no time to panic for Madison, but they're going to have to start throwing the ball downfield.
Well, that missed touchdown opportunity by the Toppers may come back to haunt him here.
On second down, again, no gain on the play on that run.
However, the defense, Jamie, if they keep doing that, they'll be in good shape.
Conforte again. I love the fact that their best weapon is that fullback who wears number 46. If you look at your numbers in football, which go from 1 to 99, the guys in the 40s don't tend to make the most impact. Third down and 5. Madison still trying to convert just one. Deep over the middle, way overthrown.
McKnight was playing center field on that play. He realized what was going down as the monster back. Even at full speed, John McKnight couldn't make that catch. Nearly had it.
And now Tim Willis says, you know what? Well, never mind. I thought they were going to keep that offense on the field on 4th and 5. I mean, there's 9:34 to go. And there just hasn't been enough.
Jamie, here's the question, though. You got the quarterback punting. Anything can happen.
That's true. He will kick it. He has not been great tonight from that position, and it goes out of bounds inside the 30. We'll see where they mark it. But that's one of the other problems when you're playing Chardon, Matt, is you give them the ball back, and you never know when you're going to get it again, and then you never know what the clock's going to look like.
Such an excellent point. We saw it last week. Well, if you weren't there in Mayfield, you hopefully heard it here on GTV. But the Hilltoppers had a number of time-consuming drives, which they were missing from the first 4 games of the year. And here in Week 6, you'd love to see that out of this Hilltopper team.
9:28 to go, 4th quarter. Hilltoppers on top 14-0. Max V back in the game at quarterback. He's going to give it to McKnight. Breaks one tackle, running far side. There he goes. 50. He's got one man to beat. 30, 20, to the corner. Touchdown.
75 yards, Jonathan McKnight.
3rd touchdown for Chardon. 3rd big play, all over 60 yards.
Well, that touchdown came with 9:16 to go. And Jamie, that is absolutely huge because now you start to get that separation.
Keaton Ziegenfuss on for the extra point. There's another good one.
I got to stop here, Jamie, because I've been a little bit rough on Keaton Ziegenfuss. Up until tonight, they had missed a PAT in every single game. But tonight, they're looking good.
Again, just a junior.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, but I wanted to say that on the air and on tape.
That ball headed toward the King Cone truck, which of course is always here, the ice cream truck here at Memorial Field.
Temperature's dipping a little bit, but I still could go for some ice cream.
Still a line out there.
I know. You know, we're going to talk with Mitch. Maybe they can deliver us some at halftime.
Is that what you want, really? You want ice cream at halftime?
Maybe. I mean, I'd pay for it. If they, you know, I'd even give them an extra $1 or $2 for delivery.
Well, the Hilltoppers, of course, now on top, 21-0. And as exciting as those 3 touchdowns have been, it has been the defense that has really won the day so far. And Madison, you know, they think to themselves, well, we need 3 touchdowns, but they need to start by getting a 3rd down. Here's a return. Breaking tackles is Marcel Welch, and he's across the 45 and out of bounds.
He had a nice wall set up as he brought it back to the far side of the field. Picked up some good yardage. That was about a 40-yard return. He caught that near the goal line.
Brought down by Casey.
Actually, 45-yard return. .9:05 left to play. And the Hilltopper defense has been playing lights out. I imagine if you're Alex Dragus and company, it's got to feel like you're down 45-0 at this point in time.
Trips to the right of the quarterback. Quick drop. He's pressured. Running out. Now he's breaks a tackle, goes down. There's a sack. Give it to Bowman. He was the one who tripped him up. And DJ Bowman, Matt, came in leading this team in tackles. We haven't called his name a whole lot, but he's had an outstanding season.
Outstanding season, and again, you said this earlier, playing with the cast on for the 2nd week in a row. You know, probably not affecting him a lot. He can't quite wrap up like he would like to, but, you know, really, the story tonight has been the front guys. The big boys up front have been playing so well that we haven't.
Conforte, the ball carrier. Good game, but it was 2nd down and 12, so he's about 3 yards shy of the 1st down. 3 to 4. Hilltoppers defensively have mixed up a decent pass rush at times and then great secondary play to, up to this point, force Madison into doing almost nothing from that pass game. They're going to throw it here. Rolling, far side, nowhere to go, and out of bounds.
Was tremendous coverage on the play. Hilltoppers had, the Blue Streaks had trips on the far side, and Chardon was prepared for that play. Strung out Dragus, he had nowhere to throw the ball. Best he could do was run out of bounds after picking up a couple yards.
It'll be 4th down and 8 in what can only be described as a must convert for the Blue Streaks if they would like to have any hope of winning this game tonight. And they are going to burn a timeout. So, 7:51 to go here in the 4th quarter. Hilltoppers on top 21-0 when we come back. So Madison back out on the field. 4th down, and we're going to call it 9 now on the scoreboard. Going to have to do this one. Throwing incomplete. Pressured was Dragus, and the Hilltoppers will take over on downs.
Another big stop by the defense.
We have played 3.5 quarters, and Madison has how many first downs? We'll have to go back and look, and they have not converted on a 3rd or 4th down. 0 for 3 on 4th down. 0 for the night on 3rd down. And they only have 1 timeout as Max Vuaclia, the quarterback, comes out in the gun. Wade Novak is behind him. He's going to throw it. 1st down over the middle. Incomplete, almost intercepted. It was very close. Back judge comes in. Madison tried to sell it, but it did hit the ground. An interesting play call.
They had me fooled. Jamie, coming into this game, the Hilltoppers defense had allowed 76 first downs by their opponents. I don't think it's going to hit 80 tonight.
Second down. fakes it to Novak. Down goes Max V, the quarterback.
Nice job by Max Stark getting in and wrapping up Max V. A couple of Maxes there. One of the few times the Hilltoppers have seen the Blue Streaks pressure them in the backfield.
Bringing the play in. Jacob Gaspar, whose uncle, our police chief, had quite a workout for his guys last night. Big fire in Chardon last night. Started around 10:20 at the Chardon Square Collision Center, and I'm sure you guys saw the photos online and news as well. They're going to throw it again. Pass complete. In is Perico. First down, and a big one on 3rd down and long.
Boy, Dante Perico is having a huge offensive night. Coming into this game, Perico had not caught a pass. He's got 2 of them, one for a big touchdown.
That was a shocker. What we saw there in that first quarter, and
he's got to be close to 75 yards receiving.
That's an incredible fantasy week if you're a Hilltopper. There's a fake. Max V's going to keep it running far side. Good pickup there on 1st down. He gets close to the chain, and now a late flag comes in. The back judge throws it. You know, one thing I've noticed, Matt, these officials, the way that they throw their flags, they do it with authority. Do you see how high that flag went?
They want to make sure everybody sees it.
Personal foul against Madison, maybe some frustration setting in. They're not only throwing those flags 25 feet in the air, but then when they're throwing them forward, you know, it's just a full...
Maybe they've been working out, you know, pumping some irons.
It's like a crow hop. Throw it in there. Honestly, though, I think we can agree that this officiating crew has done a pretty nice job tonight, and everybody likes to be hard on the officials. 1st down and goal for the Hilltoppers. Max V under center, man in motion. It's the ball carrier running left side, Cole Purchase, and he is stopped short after a couple of yards.
Another flag.
There it is again. And now it's unsportsmanlike conduct. You could see he's signaling it. Against who, though? That's the question. It's against Madison. They have frustrating night for those young men.
Yeah, Tim Willis cannot be happy with that, with those couple of penalties. Longtime coach at Madison. And he's coming out on the field to have a word with the officials.
Official timeout.
And Jamie specifically there.
Somebody being sent off the field. I don't know that he was ejected necessarily, and maybe he's got to come out if you're called for the unsportsmanlike. But
it was Max Starkey who's made some big plays defensively.
So 1st and goal, ball is on the 4-yard line. Man in motion. That's a touchdown by John McKnight. Untouched. Another penalty flag. 2 more.
What is this? Are we watching golf here? I heard it. Chardon scores a touchdown, and it's like clap, clap, clap. Where are the fans? Come on, guys. It's homecoming. You're up 21-0.
Penalties against Madison. Now it's going to go both ways. Or is it 2-1? It might have been 2-1. 2 against Madison, 1 against Chardon. The touchdown is going to count, I think.
I don't know.
I think they said yes, the touchdown is going to count.
Yeah, there's the PAT unit.
Touchdown is good.
McKnight goes right up that in between the center and the left guard, and he is untouched. Well, there's those 28 points that everyone thought Chardon should have had in the first half. Low line drive kick is good. And so, Matt Jaworski, it is 28-0 when we come back. And so, we're back after the McKnight touchdown. Chardon on top now, 28-0. Another kickoff. Boy, we've seen Keaton Ziegenfuss with a big boot. This one into the end zone and a touchback.
No doubt about that one. And Jamie, at some point in time here, got to imagine the Blue Streaks are going to start putting their second stringers in.
They just have not been able to get things going offensively. And we have seen a fantastic performance by this Chardon defense, who are going to help their classmates go to 3-3 on this season. Of course, stay in that playoff picture, which is all you can ask for at this stage. It is a very difficult region, no doubt.
Well, you look at the playoff picture, if I can find my notes.
They're going to throw on first down. Wide open is Cole. He's got a lot of yards and eventually goes out of bounds into Chardon territory.
You look at what's going on. Canfield, no doubt about that one, 5-0 in first place. And Akron East, Aurora, Medina, Buckeye, West Holmes, Kenston, NDCL, and Marlington round out your top 8. And Marlington has 9.1454 points.
I guess the only good news for Chardon, who's sitting at 14th right now, Matt, is that they're the second 2-3 team to be there, which means they've got some points. Throwing on first down, it is caught. Nice catch there here on the near side by Marcel Welch.
Well, you have that game against Kenston in week 9.
Yeah, think about that.
And that's a ton of computer points on the line for Chardon if they could knock off undefeated Kenston football team.
Yeah, that's a great point. You beat Kenston in week 9, who very well may be 8-0 going in.
Although, remember what happened to Kenston last year in Division III Region 9? 2 losses, and they're on the outside looking in.
All that the Hilltoppers can do, of course, at this point are win the games on the schedule. Think about this, too. They're about to go 2-0 in the WRC. Oh, and there's going to be a penalty flag as Dragus was hit hard and hit in the head. Personal foul, roughing the quarterback.
Yeah, Nathaniel Salka got to him, and they're going to call that anytime you touch a QB in the head. Of course, in the NFL, anytime you touch a quarterback now, it's a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, well, those guys are more valuable. Substitutions for the Hilltoppers.
I like to think the high school and college QBs are just more tougher. They're willing to take a hit.
It's a big one. It's a 15-yarder. So it moves the ball to the Chardon 19-yard line. Under center, Dragus fakes it. Play action, down he goes.
They had John Dinko going in motion. He came across the line on the blitz, unabated, and got to Dragus. That's the second sack of the night for Dinko.
Of course, his dad is the freshman coach, Dan Dinko. Also the freshman baseball coach, a teacher in the building, another one of those guys. And actually Joe's older brother, or John's older brother, Joe is here tonight. Second down, 17. Again, he goes down. This time it looked to be number 8.
Yeah, more pressure by the Blue Streaks, and it was Mendelsohn Boy, we're starting all of a sudden call Miles his name now. He played a little bit in that game against West G. Then kind of selective playing would come in a little bit here and there, but boy, he's got some playing time tonight, and he's made the most of that. You look at Miles, and he's just a sophomore, 6'2", 170.
And of course, his dad down on the sidelines, Mark Mendezoon, who's the team physician. Screen play, third down. Conforte breaks one tackle, a spin play for the fullback, but he will be well short of the first down. So fourth down and long, and right now for the Hilltoppers, it's all about keeping that shutout in place.
A lot of pride on the line for this Hilltopper defensive unit. They have not played this well all season long. Look at the points that they've allowed, Jamie, entering tonight's contest. They gave up 20 to West Geauga, 43 to Perry, 35 to Canfield, 28 to Riverside, and 17 to Mayfield last week.
Fourth down, Dragus throwing, complete, Conforte, first down, inside the 5. So Madison, that is the first time that they have converted a third or fourth down tonight.
Was a rough go of things for the Blue Streaks. In position now, Jamie, 1st and 5, and you know, it was when the Hilltoppers got in this area down the field in the third that they just came to a grinding halt. Maybe the Toppers can give them a little thank you and return the same to them.
Dragus rolling out, looking, end zone, almost picked off.
Lichty wanted that.
Had two hands on it, but also was diving toward the sideline.
Yeah, gravity was not Max's friend at that point in time. Boy, if he had another half step, that would have been a pick.
So second down and goal. Come out, trips to the right side of the formation. Conforte is to the left of Dragus, who takes a 3-step drop, throwing, end zone, tipped, and incomplete. DJ Bowman, the linebacker, put a paw on it.
Even with one arm, the man's making big plays.
Again, he's got that cast on that right hand, second straight week.
Well, that's why he tipped it.
Easy to use that thing as a club.
Yeah. They frown upon that, though.
Third down and goal. This Chardon secondary.
Oh, Mitch wants a timeout.
He wanted it, but he didn't get it. Conforte's got the touchdown.
5 yards out.
You know, it's Madison's first score. I'd like to think that that doesn't bother Mitch, but I know that it does. He tried that sprint down the line again to get that timeout. This time, though, Madison gets the snap. And if anybody was going to score tonight for Madison, it should have been Conforte, because he has been impressive on the offensive side of the ball.
You know, that 5-yard run breaks up the shutout.
Extra point is up into the student section. And of course, those young men and women getting ready for tomorrow's big dance.
Big week here in Toppertown.
And so with that, we'll pause. 2:49 to go. Hilltoppers on top, 28-7. And so we're back. Squib kick right at one of the upbacks, who actually jumps on it immediately at the 40-yard line. Good hands.
That was Cade McDivitt.
Well, Chardon's going to go to 3-3 with the win, Matt. And like you just mentioned, when we were off air for a minute, Perry playing St. Vincent, St. Mary, Kinston likely to be undefeated heading into that Week 9 game. There are some paths to getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, the Hilltoppers definitely will need some help to do that, but Jamie, it starts with them taking care of business night in, night out, each Friday night from here on out.
Obviously, this is another big win, and you think about the playoffs, you're also going to think about the WRC, right? Because nothing wrong with hanging a banner in the high school gymnasium.
Well, the teams, it's clear, there are 3 teams to beat right now in the Western Reserve Conference. Riverside, who they fell to, South, and Kenston. And they'll get a crack at South and Kenston.
On second down, nowhere to go. We've got a new quarterback. That's number 22, Brady Toth, a sophomore. Clock continuing to run.
Yeah, Toth now becomes the featured, or excuse me, McDivitt becomes one of the featured backs. James Pettyjohn also in the game for the Hilltoppers, number 17.
After the game, we're going to go right down to the field to listen to Mitch Hewitt, who tends to give some of his better post-game speeches on homecoming. I'll be excited to see how that goes. Third down and 13. Toth is our quarterback, wing T. Gives straight ahead, down, tough hit.
That was Vince Ferrante, the ball carrier.
So clock will run. And Chardon is maybe going to go for it here. Again, not a lot at stake, so clock is running.
I believe they're going to call a timeout just before the game clock, or just before the play clock expires. Mitch is standing right next to the official.
The back judge will raise his hand when there are 5 seconds left. There it is. And there's our timeout. So 34 seconds to go. Hilltoppers take the timeout. And then we'll pause one more time before we wrap things up here on GTV. Welcome back here to GTV. Jamie Ward, Matt Jaworski. Thanks for joining us here in Week 6. The Hilltoppers will punt, and they are going to fake. Maybe, no, they're going to do a little of both. Neither of them turned out very well, but Madison will take over with 23 seconds to go. And
Keaton showed a little bit of rugby there.
Yeah, you know, Matt, for the last 3 seasons, we've gone 6 and 7 home games. Kind of been spoiled here on GTV, but this year a different story. Just the 7 home games. How does it feel for you to be back here at Memorial Field?
A little weird.
You can listen to Matt, of course, every week.
Don't get me wrong. Glad to be back here, but when you're on, when you come off a 3-game road trip, it feels weird to be back where you're used to being.
Madison is in there. They're not in their victory formation, but they are going to take a knee, and that's going to be the final snap of tonight's game. Our final, 28-7, the Hilltoppers come through big, get another WRC win, and more importantly, for the students and the community members, they get this homecoming win here tonight. Let's go down to the field and listen to Mitch Hewitt, and then we'll be back to close things up on GTV.
Fellas, I'm going to say my thing real quick, and I'll turn it over. But we have something that we should have around here, and it's called a winning streak. Right? And it's contagious, man. It carries over to the practice field. It carries over to every little part of your life, the little details, right? So we almost shut out a Madison team. I don't care, good or bad. That's a very hard feat to do, man. 28-7 is a great victory. It's a great victory. And we need to be 1-0, man, and that's what we were. 1-0.
Yes,
The most critical part of our season. For the most part, we're healthy, and we're working our asses off, man, which I'm grateful for. Seniors, I want to salute you. I want to thank you. There's a lot more where this came from, man. And I'd be remiss, someone's going to say it again too, but we got to live right. We got to make sure that we take care of our dates, and that we take care of all that stuff. Someday you'll have a daughter. You've heard me say it a million times, right? And you got to treat people the right way, right? Yes, sir. Okay? Have fun. We got a wedding. We got a wedding of a former player, man. So
greatest show toppers I've ever coached.
we get me and the other cousins crying. It'll be great. So
we all
coaches
invited.
real quick.
We all invited.
Yeah.
We all go.
First girl he's ever. Yeah, he's young. Coaches.
Hey, fellas, defensively, all I asked you to do was play as hard as you possibly can. And all the X's and O's and all the crap will sort itself out. You guys played really hard, man. And I feel like we're kind of changing. Like the last year and a half, I think we took a little bit of a hit culture-wise. I don't know where that came from, but like we're back. We're climbing our way out of that funk we were in.
Let's go!
First half, 14-0, going to halftime. We've been there before, right? Back out the second half, we got the ball 3 plays and out. Been there before. But what changed?
Mentality.
You guys changed. Yeah, nothing happened. You knew we had it. You put your foot on their throat and you ended it, fellas. Good job.
Let's go!
Say, Ola!
Yeah!
Ola!
Yeah!
Ola!
Yeah!
Ola!
Yeah!
John McKay!
Yeah! Hey, fellas, we're for 4. Talk to you about this a lot. Be grateful for what you have. All this, right? I'm grateful for this. Change the way you practice. You agree to that? Yes, sir. Temple, we practice that. So I'm very grateful for that, fellas. Have a great time tomorrow night. Very proud of you. Hey, Eden 4 for 4.
Good. We'll make it a joint effort. I still can't get myself to a kick.
He went home. He had a new car. Come here, Rico. Hey, what's the matter with that? Family. 1, 2, 3, family.
And so again, our final 28-7. Boy, what an exciting night. And Matt, the Hilltoppers, they didn't want to be 3-3 exactly, but they can't be totally disappointed in where they're at.
No, and a great job tonight by the defense. They just excelled. Dante Perico, phenomenal job playing tight end. Max V looked good at QB. And Jamie, will be interesting to see if Andrew Kobacheski will be behind the helm next week.
Very likely, that's the expectation. Well, thanks as always for watching GTV. For our executive producer, Dave Jebnikar, and our 2 cameramen, Brian Foster and Chris Graw. Thanks to you as always, Matt Jaworski. And thanks for watching GTV. I'm Jamie Ward. We'll see you soon.